there.
Oh
And
God,
this
no!
is it. This is the very last chance.
Oh my God, I fell!
That's so fun to see.
Right here. You see this one?
Oh, you
Bobby?
died too.
I like ice cream. I like chocolate. I like pizza and cheese. I like Hot Pockets.
Oh, man.
Do you know who you're talking to? Can you read? Can you read? Can you read? Can you read?
That dude is hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got him.
Now you dance. Now you dance, Steve. Now you just got dance.
Oh my God.
Oh, to go flawless. Oh, finally.
Here we are,
That's
worst
our
fire
t-shirt,
team,
guys.
worst fire team ever, podcast numero 5.
Episode 5.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I was gonna use my little thing here. So going back to this, I want to talk about. You all right, Steve?
No, just, you know.
Steve hates everything I do. I swear to God.
No,
Steve.
come on.
I swear to God. So hey, let's talk about favorite times. What was like one of your favorite times?
Oh, this is like
Favorite times.
nostalgia?
Yeah,
To be honest
yeah.
with you, I like patrolling by myself.
the look back.
How depressing is that?
I know that.
No, because it reminds me of like how what I did in Fallout. I could, this is my favorite, gunsmith bounties. Because it's
Yeah.
like when you're about to rank up.
He used
You know
to
what
be,
I'm
he used to be Mr. Venus. That's where you could find
Yeah, but I love Venus because
that.
on
For
Venus,
that one part.
yeah,
where,
you
like,
had your Fallen, and then I would
Yeah.
switch my ghost to the Vex was in the other section.
Right.
So I would love doing gunsmith bounties when I'm about to rank up,
Yeah.
and knowing that when I go back to the tower, Banshee would have like a gun waiting. I
Right.
love that. That's like my favorite.
That was
thing.
your favorite.
never did those.
It's so
I
fun,
know.
dude.
I didn't do a lot of them.
You could get good guns from that.
What
But
about-
you did them.
I started and I stopped because I was like, this is the worst.
Yeah, because you'd have to shoot like 200 people.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
200. Yeah. It's like okay.
And then you have to wait for it to come in next week.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, some of those pissed me off. Like the last word bounty thing. Remember, you had to like.
Nah, I didn't fuck with
that. was
that.
like 400
Yeah.
people in PvP
Never got
or
the
something.
Oh yeah, and it
was
it
like,
would take away if you went negative in a game.
oh yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
never got. I don't know how
Yeah.
people got that done.
That was the chaperone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
did the
The
chaperone.
hardest one.
I don't even know what that
the
gun
hardest,
looks
the
like.
hardest
Did you do
one. The hardest bounty for any gun was Thorn.
Yeah.
Thorn.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
never got that
yeah.
till
Year
recently.
1, year 2, whatever
Yeah.
that was. That was such
Yeah.
a hard because they had that.
hated
They had
that.
that Sepix Prime that was like when you got to the end, it was super hard.
Yeah.
No, not Sepix Prime. The one with the ogre at the end. Which one
Summoning
is that?
pits.
Summoning
Summoning
pits.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, that's super
When
hard.
you're running in a
summoning pit.
circle, like
Well, and you
hiding
had
behind
to-
the pillars. Yeah.
That had to be a random drop from turning in bounties too, right?
What,
The Thorn
Thorn?
quest?
No, yeah, whatever. When you got, but I'm saying to complete the Thorn quest. The only
That's
thing,
right.
the only thing similar to the Thorn quest was getting the swords.
Yeah.
The sword was such a grind with the
Yeah,
materials.
it's just a
That shit
grind.
was so
Dude,
ridiculous.
oh my god, fucking, what's it called? The
but
gun you needed for Oryx.
Yeah.
Oh, the touch of malice?
Yeah, the touch of bounce.
I don't have a touch of malice.
I
have one.
I was the only
I
one
still
that got
don't.
one.
You have one.
I still don't have a touch of malice.
I have
never
one.
wanted it.
You're sneaky with
I never
what
got
you
the
do,
black
man.
spindle.
See, this was the
Let's
thing that
talk
always
about-
drove me
Hold
nuts.
on.
No, this always
You are
drove me.
fucking, and you're
Yeah, go
sneaky too, because
Sneaky Craig, Sneaky Craig.
You
Talk
would-
about it, Steve.
you would find other people do the raid, and I don't. You'd go on these message boards, and we're like, "What about us?" You're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I can't."
yeah, but
It's
that
kind
was
of like
early.
this. It's kind of like I'm not waiting for
No,
you.
it was like
I'm
early
doing
on
it. I'll
too.
find
You
these.
should've been- that was just.
I'll find
It was dishonorable in the early
Yeah.
stages.
But that started
You know what
with,
I mean?
but that was a big thing too.
I don't even know
'cause
where
that
the
started
girl
with
at.
Bob. That started with Bob.
Bobby, yeah.
Bob started going out and doing it randomly.
Yeah,
And-
if
and-
it's anyone's
Yeah.
fault, it's
betrayal.
Bob's.
Yeah, Bob was
Yeah.
betrayal, and then
Bob
everybody
was the
started
original.
doing
You
it.
got
No, everybody
betrayal
started doing
stuff,
it.
That
Griffin
would,
did
no,
it.
Yeah.
that would be the funnest thing though. But first of all, I had people I was playing with beforehand.
No,
No, I was playing Destiny.
Train the car.
I didn't start playing Destiny
I
with
know.
Bobby. I was already playing Destiny,
Right.
and he was playing Destiny. Yeah.
Oh.
So I had groups of people I was already playing
Right.
Destiny with, and I was
Right.
telling Bobby, I was like, dude, yeah, actually, I introduced Bobby to one of my Destiny friends.
Really?
And that's how he started. That's how we did raids and stuff in the beginning.
Right.
So I introduced him to my friends. But then he was like, "We should have our own group because I can only play with that kid like in the middle of the day."
Right.
So then we got. That's why we got our own groups because we played at night.
Yeah, we're all night.
But we, you know,
You mean in the early morning at 7?
yeah.
Yeah,
My
night.
favorite thing would be like Bobby. You know, you come on, and like somebody's playing, you jump into the party and just be like,
Hey.
yeah, this is some dishonorable shit.
Yeah.
This what
That's what
disloyalty.
Griffin would do. Yep.
That happened all the time.
Disloyal motherfucker.
I remember,
Yeah.
I remember one time I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play, and then I logged in, and then I like turned it like private real quick, and then I just remember playing, and I just remember Bobby was just like,
Well, like everybody would get upset with each other because Steve would get on, and somebody would be playing with somebody. Everyone would be like, because we all wanted to play, but we all couldn't be on at the same
Yeah.
time sometimes. So like,
Yeah, we'd be doing something fun, and here comes Steve, all like 45 minutes late to the party.
Yeah. Why are you
mad
guys
at us?
here?
Oh, wow, guys. Wow.
The worst is Trials of Osiris where there's a fourth. And
Yeah.
Craig's like, oh, you guys get to go. I'll just patrol.
I always hated that.
He'll play control
I
by
was-
himself.
That's why I just hated the idea of like 4v4 because like there's so many times when you just don't. There's a bunch of us on and people are doing
But
different
the thing
shit.
of trials will be 4.
Yeah.
So there's a plus side.
You know what?
and
Going
that's when
back,
I'd start getting into like Battlefield 1 or like other games because you got to be playing, and I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna just hit me up when you guys are done, and then I just fucking be balls deep in something.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
yeah, we'll play a lot of games. I'll tell you, one of the most stressful times for
Well, we
me.
didn't go around. Well, what's your favorite? We didn't do the whole.
Oh, we could go around.
My
My
favorite moment in the Fireteam, this may sound terrible, but was playing all you guys private match.
Oh yeah,
That was the worst day of my life.
So much
That was one of the worst days of my life.
That's like ridiculous.
It was a
I was
reality
not there.
check.
Yes, it was.
It was a reality check.
That was the
Like,
moment where I go,
Steve,
oh, we're not good.
We're not good.
We're just not good.
We're not good. I said that to you. I
That
go,
was
dude,
the
we're not
birth of worst fire team
Yeah,
ever.
that's like when
That
your
was the
friends-
birth of it.
That's like when your friend first starts taking jujitsu classes, and he's like, no, I'm great at this, and then your other friend's like, no, you're not, and then just
Yeah,
smash it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Smash
Smoke
it,
just killed. Yeah, I wasn't there for that. one,
I just
but-
didn't understand because I would be headshotting you,
Yeah,
bap,
yeah.
bap,
That was
bap, and
really
you would just
Just
go,
to clarify,
boom, boom, and I'm dead.
just to clarify,
Boom, boom.
it was you versus the 3 of them, right?
You took
You
all
were
of
in there.
You were there too.
I don't think I was in
No,
the
you
first
were
one.
there.
No,
was
I did
killing
1
you.
verse 4.
He was
I've
smashing
done 1 verse for all you guys.
He was smashing.
Frank
It was.
All right.
It was
Well,
him,
either way.
Frank,
Frank was
me.
getting me the most. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, Frank, you were.
Because I had.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
you had to
Well,
grab it.
Yeah, the
Like
most-
that's why I always, when I win you even like 1 kill, I feel like it's like a win.
I don't think I
The
killed
shit-
you
the
once.
shit was funny though.
You
and
know,
I
I mean, I
remember
do.
it.
I feel like it's like wow.
I remember it because, like, there was a time. It was all on Burning Shrine, but I ran into Craig like 5 times in a row, and this motherfucker is trying to shoulder charge
Me too.
every single.
That's all I
Me
could
too.
do with him.
I see
Me
Craig
too.
coming at me. I would just bop, 1-shot hand cannon, throw
Throw
a
a
knife.
knife.
Did it like 5
You
times.
did
consecutively.
kill me that time.
Yeah.
But what about the time I played you with Gavin and against Steve?
Oh yeah, they won.
What, did we beat them?
They beat,
No.
no, they beat us.
You and him
They beat us because
against me and
because
Gavin.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Gav was getting
And that's when
me
you guys switched. And you had a whole situation.
Yeah.
because
Steve and me, and especially with Steve, when I played you, if I kill you, you get so upset.
talk about that
It
red
affects
zone.
me, dude.
Hey,
It
talk
does.
about that.
It does.
Hey,
It
let's
affects
talk
me.
about
It really
the red
does.
zone.
And it
Let's
affects me
talk-
more
dude.
if it's a hopscotch game.
remember when-
If you're using that pulse rifle with the stability, I'm like, oh.
I remember playing against Bobby, and I was playing against him, and I killed him once, and Bobby goes, I swear to God, Frank, you fucking kill me one more time, you see what fucking happens. I would fucking end your
That was
career.
No, but the thing about
so
Bob,
funny.
this is the thing Bob did. He would just crouch with the Lord of Wolves behind, like in a
Yeah.
corner
He
of a
was
room.
such
A little coward.
He would camp.
And then he would not move. He would literally camp the whole game.
We're just talking mad shit on Bob.
He would camp. He would definitely
Yeah.
camp.
Oh, it's so funny. My favorite, I think, would be, well, because I first started playing with you guys when I was working at the store, like when I first started
Yeah.
working at the store.
Yeah.
So, like, the only time, and, you know, when you're young,
Steve, yeah. We gotta get Frank.
Yeah, but
Then-
when, like, for me, when you're like a young door guy, it's like Bobby and Eric, you know, those guys are like working comics and stuff, so I'd always get to like, I always loved bugging them about Destiny and talking to them. My favorite, though, is when Eric and Bobby would just be like, dude, what the fuck, you don't talk to us in public.
Oh, they said that?
Yeah, Bobby all the time would be like, it's a different, it's like, it's different. This
He'd
is
go like this, dude.
it's
This
like, you know,
is a
I'm like
different
this,
thing,
yeah,
dude.
this is a different
We're
thing.
not on the same.
It was, oh my God.
I'm up here,
the
dude.
chess
You're
club,
up here.
talking
It
to
made
chess
me,
club, no
it
myself.
made me laugh so hard because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this every fucking time now, just to fucking. It
Well,
was so
I remember
funny.
those days. You would even say a word. Shut up. Shut up, Frank.
Oh,
Frank,
yeah,
shut
in
the
the
fuck
early
up.
days, they were
Bobby,
treating
they
like
accused
Steve
Bobby
used
every
to feel
Frank,
bad.
shut the
Remember,
fuck
you'd
up.
be
Yeah, I was like,
And then
stand up
Greg
for
took over
yourself.
that role.
I would too. I felt really
Greg
bad.
totally took over that role as a person. He's like, shut up,
Well,
Craig.
and you know what's so funny now is whenever I see Bobby, I'll just, you know, I crack jokes all the time. I just
We'll
dumb
get to the
confidence.
jokes.
Yeah, eventually. I remember when Bobby.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that too. Your
Yeah.
horrible jokes on Destiny.
I gotta keep swinging.
Where it's just like silence.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You just hear crickets.
You want to see an interesting story? Go see Detroit. Okay.
I heard that wasn't good though. Is it good?
No,
What is it?
I'm not gonna see
was
it either. I'm tired of those type of movies.
What movie
wanna
was
see
it?
any
You're just not
white
into
guilt movies.
anything. White guilt movies. You're not into
Yeah.
white guilt movies or
No, I'm not, dude.
or white war movies.
Yeah, white war movies are the worst.
That's so funny.
Or white masturbation movies.
Yeah.
I like that Griffin did it. Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
courtesy response. That was such a courtesy response.
Yeah. It's like Frank needs a win. You know what I mean?
Great premise, Frank.
Once in a while, Frank will throw out like a joke, and it'll just, and because you kind of set it up. Frank always like has that moment when you hear the brain, like the wheels moving, and then it just like.
Talk about a try hard.
And then it just. The best though is it's funniest when Griffin's on, because Griffin's just like you just hear the eye roll and the sigh.
It is my favorite.
You like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't.
I live for that.
Okay.
It's just a quick.
I thought you didn't like it. I don't know.
No,
Like, you should-
what's funnier, actually saying something that's gonna make Eric Griffin laugh, or saying something that's gonna
Annoying.
make Eric Griffin annoyed and make all of us laugh?
I think it's funny.
Don't act like that's your point.
That's a good cover.
Yeah, trying to cover up his fucking unfunny joke that he just said.
Workshopping it. But it was funny too, because it changed. In the beginning, you were all about the OR. Like every night you would get on. That was probably what drove us crazy a little bit at the beginning, because you'd be like, the OR, remember? Frank would always be
No, that's
talking
only
about
you. This is only annoying you. But don't bring us into your shit.
I
This is Craig will be like, oh yeah, when Frank comes on, we're gonna hear about roast battle.
But now he's a champion, though. Now he's a champion.
And then remember him saying too, oh God, if he wins, he's gonna be horrible.
It was
He
so
won.
funny.
He
remember.
didn't become horrible.
I remember it was at the store. Bobby came up and he like cracked a joke towards me, and then I was just like, "No, today's the day." And then I hit him with one, and he was like,
Yeah.
he just shook his head and just like, "Never."
Well, Bob was so harsh to him because remember he was always like, "You're not doing whatever terrible
Yeah,
date."
you put that. I guess you're not doing Mexico.
Brea. I wasn't gonna get it anyways.
You're not going to Brea now.
Yeah.
So funny.
He took you to one date.
He did.
He did, but every day it was like, "You're not going to Brea," and Steve would be like,
And then-
I feel so bad for
No,
Frank.
dude, I fucking love Bobby.
The one
know,
he
but they
took
were
you
just
to,
saying-
you actually got a lot of praise.
Yeah,
Everybody was actually being nice.
Bob
Even
said
Bob
you did
was
well.
Yeah.
He's like, dude,
He
you
was
did good,
blown away,
man.
But then it was backhanded because then you were talking. He's like, all right, now shut the fuck up, Frank. don't get a big
Took him
head.
back. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
So what was you?
I wanna. Wait, what? I want to talk one more Red Zone with Steve. 'Cause
Wait,
this-
let's
this one
do
was
the
funny.
table because I got.
Yeah.
So what was your
This is funny. I'm just thinking that I guess the favorite moments are still the early days when we were doing Quadron.
Yeah.
And finishing those 34s, like the first,
Achievement, man.
just the first time
Yeah.
we did it. It's like the sun is coming in my window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The sun
All
is,
night, man.
yeah, the sun's coming in the window. We
Late
finally
nights.
finish it, and we're just like, yes!
We can't believe it.
And then it's just like, and then you just
And go back to the reef.
and then you do it all again the next day.
Yeah.
That was also a good point.
That's a good
Waking
day.
like when you're like, all right, we're done playing, and then like you get up and it's like light out.
The
It's like,
sun's
oh, it's
out.
like 5:30 in the morning. I remember one time.
Oh, yeah.
Hannah was like, just woke up and she's like, "Are you fucking still playing?" Like I remember I had to sneak into bed and it was light out,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, did you just go to the restroom?" I was like, "Yeah, I just went to the restroom."
Yeah.
You feel like a piece of shit, though, right? You feel like a vampire.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
what
there
a
was
piece of
those
shit.
days where you just you don't even know what's going on anymore.
Welcome to my
Yeah.
world though, because I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys.
I know.
Oh, I know, and you were still with
That
us,
shit,
dude.
It was like bright early morning. Like it's.
Yeah.
But in those early days of us playing,
Oh, my God.
trying to do you had your routine. It was like you did the weekly strike.
Yeah.
We did a Nightfall.
Nightfall.
Then we did a 32.
Oh, no, with all the
34.
characters, though.
Yeah, with
We
all
go
the
to-
characters,
We
yeah.
switched to the
Yeah.
different
Do
characters.
Prison of Elders on every single character.
uh-huh.
You know, we try to do it. That was the tough times.
And then
Yeah.
you start going downhill
That's the stuff I remember.
after that.
Then it just kept changing the
Trials,
game.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the changes. I guess they're good, but at the same time, I'm like, because there's areas of the game that you don't even go to. Like we don't even like. When's the last time you've been to Venus?
Right. But I just remember at the reef,
Dreadnought must be a
you know how
ghost
brother,
town.
you know how Brother Vance is at the bottom. I never knew what that was. I wish I never even walked down there because I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what is this? What is this Trials? And I go click on him.
Oh yeah.
And they'd have before. Remember they had
Yeah.
their own gear. You could see the gear.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, how do I get that? That's a cool chess piece.
Yeah.
But
It was just like
Trials
back in
Osiris,
back in
man.
those days.
I
Just
didn't
like
know
we'd
what
be
it
like,
was.
we're not gonna play this.
Yeah, we
gonna walk past it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
we
gonna
never
play
even
this part. I'm not
collected the
gonna do this
boons.
part.
Yeah.
What was the other red zone?
The red
we
zone.
don't.
This was with
Oh, we don't.
when we were playing the private matches with Gav. Because you were talking about that, right? When me and Stevie. went
Oh,
against
yeah,
you and
yeah,
Gav.
yeah.
Remember when Gav pulled out his year 1 auto rifle? And he killed Steve with it. I think you were using Laylock, and you rage quit. You're like, I'm done, guys.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Because
Yeah,
Steve
right,
went from
right,
we offered it, and Steve's like, we were gonna go me and Gav, we were gonna go me and Gav.
I don't remember this. I do not.
It was Steve's idea. Steve's like, let's do.
Yeah, it was your idea.
He goes,
That's
let's
right.
let's
It
do.
was your idea.
Let's
And
do.
he- and then he
Hope
bailed.
Gav and me and Craig. Come on, Craig, we can do it.
And I was like,
Dude,
like,
I'm telling you, it
saw
was
videos.
so fucking frustrating. I am fucking telling
No,
you.
Steve,
You'd be
Steve.
like,
Wait, I'm the
and then
only
my
one.
controller would take it and be like,
I'm the only one that understands this with Steve.
oh,
The
dude,
level of frustration.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, man.
Because it's like I'm shooting my gun.
I'm shooting it like this too.
You know,
Boom, boom,
it reminds
boom.
me of that scene in Die Hard 3
he's
where he
not-
had the fake gun and he was
Yeah.
shooting it and he's not
I'm like,
killing
is this thing
anyone.
working?
And he's looking at it like, what is going on? That's how I feel every
Yeah,
time.
but I don't know with that.
Oh,
Here's the lowdown.
here's the thing.
It was like high cal
Here's the thing.
rounds, and I
That's
couldn't.
Mr.
It was
Frank
my thing
moment.
was controlled.
Well, we'll get it.
I remember that. It frustrated.
No,
Bad
because
Frank
you were
joke
just-
moment.
because you saw a video on Laylock, and you were using Laylock, and you were super pumped that you were gonna do well with it.
Yeah, because I thought I discovered something new. I'm like,
Yeah,
these guys
and
don't
then-
know about
But this was the worst part.
Woo, I got
This was
a
the worst
special
part.
thing.
You told me, let's do this.
He did.
And I was like, why? I was like, we're gonna get massacred.
That doesn't sound like me though.
No.
You 100%. You were like, we can do it,
100%.
Craig.
You're like,
We can
well,
do it.
let's do it. Let's take
Yeah.
them. Let's do
Yeah.
it, guys. Let's.
Oh, was it me and you that against?
Yes.
Oh, we got work.
And
Yeah.
so
We got work,
So
dude.
I don't even want to play this game because I know we're just
Did we
gonna
even get a kill?
stomped.
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
No, so we're getting massacred.
These guys were
and
all laughing
immediately
and shit.
you leave.
He just left.
You
He
made
didn't
me
say
play
anything.
Oh,
this
I
terrible
lied,
game.
and I lied about
And
it.
then you lied
I
about it.
I said, oh, I got the.
I gotta go,
silver, man.
guys. I gotta go.
And then I talked to him later, and he's like, no, this gun is good, and Gav's, making fun, talking about he's killing us with this year 1 auto rifle, and I can't even beat a guy with a year 1 auto rifle. That shit was funny.
dude, it
Those
was
are that's when it's
Yeah.
like you're just like, wow.
But that was like the worst
Is it
idea
like-
anyway.
But it's like, is it like reaction time? Is it like it's
I don't know
so?
what it is, man.
There's some, and I realized, but by
Is
the
it
way,
the scopes?
by the way, I got this game, that game Injustice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We
that
played
was
that.
It's a
We played
waste
that.
of money because you want to talk about like
It's
you
Twitch
go
game.
on and these people are just they're just beating you. All these
Yeah.
combos, and I'm like, it's not fun.
Yeah.
That's how Destiny can be.
Well, I remember one of the most frustrating and stressful was me and your brother, because he wanted. It was like right when the new download
He was
had come
mean
out.
to you, dude.
No,
He was
of course.
mean
He's
to
always he hates me. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like it was me and him, and we were playing. We were like low light, and we were playing like the Nightfall. Just me and him, the new one.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, we could do it. And we played this ogre, and there's 8,000 characters, just annihilate, and I keep
In
dying.
Bobby's defense, though, you can be infuriating. Like sometimes it's just the tenor of your voice. I want to punch you in your face. It is something.
This is WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's just like just something like just the way he just comes in and says something, you just want to go, Craig, shut your fucking mouth.
I think there was a time when we got into it, and then like it was like done, and then like you said something else, and then Eric goes, "See, Craig, that's what Frank told me."
But I do remember. But I mean, but with Bob, that was like the most stressful game, and we didn't beat it. Like we had played
Bob
for
wouldn't
like
even
2
shoot.
hours.
He would just revive you. Like the people would be shooting him, and he would just be by your orb,
Yeah.
just waiting
What I
to
can't
revive.
stand about
It's like-
Bobby is like he would run. Like you're in the middle of a gunfight and he would be like, I gotta go back. I gotta go. This is dangerous. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I used to love when Bob would play with you, though. It'd be like oh, I'm gonna go to the gun show, like the Hammer show, and he would follow you around the map and watch you miss people. He would just stress you out.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the best.
The
What are you
fun-
doing to Super?
No, but the fun times, this guy's horrible. Anything that's like throwing, rocket launching, or anything.
My favorite is
Bob,
Hey,
it
Steve.
stressed you
Hey,
out
Steve,
more.
how many people did you kill? Hey, Steve, how many people did you kill?
No, he would say, it's a light show.
He
It's
would
like the
follow
fireworks
you.
show.
He would literally follow you around the map, and you
Yeah.
would get so angry.
I know,
You'd be like,
dude.
"Stop following me!"
Yeah.
Remember how hard like Prison of Elders was when you had to do like the dismantling mines?
I hated
The
that.
dismantling mines part would be like, especially the hardest one was the Cabal area.
Yeah.
That little area where you got the one on the top,
Oh,
the one on the thing, and then the one like
Oh, then
right
you
up.
have the Scion.
Yeah.
There's 3 Scions. There's an Arc one, a Solar
No,
one.
but that was the new one. That's the
okay,
new
but that was hard as
But
fuck.
the other one we had like, and these things kept coming out, and we would die. That
Yeah.
was so hard.
I kind of want to play tonight.
I do too.
Dude, it would have been cool to bring 2 Xboxes and have like one.
Yeah. But going,
Shut down.
Craig, just
I'm
shuts
telling you,
everything
it'd be a
down.
good idea because we talk about it on your podcast.
Yeah.
Like seeing who's the best out of you guys. Not me.
I already know I'm
this
the
guy
worst.
always
I
wants
already
to
said
just
I'm the worst.
You're not the worst.
I feel like Coach is always like, "We got to bring the game and play
We
each
already
other.
know you're
we
the
know
best.
you're gonna
I'm
win."
not- no, you're the
I'm
best.
saying,
Like,
hey,
who are
guys,
we
You want to hear
playing?
How many times do you want to hear it?
I'm saying
You're the
out of
best.
you, I'm exempting myself.
You're the
I
best,
don't-
hands down.
I
You're
don't
way better than
I'll tell you
us.
one thing we don't do a lot of, and the reason is because it just gets to be too much, is when we do play private matches with all of us. Even when Bobby was
Oh,
there,
there's a lot of ego.
it's just a lot of like
yeah.
shit.
I
It's just like,
got you, buddy.
Yeah.
How'd that feel,
yeah,
buddy?
yeah. So,
Yeah, and like, and then
I got frustrated with you.
Yeah, because I would.
Oh, I got so
yeah,
frustrated
but
at you.
I quietly, who
I got so
but
mad at
secretly,
you.
who gets the most frustrated?
What?
Yeah, when you're playing with us, if any of us kill you,
I do. Yeah, I'll be
Dude, that
like.
happens 1 in 100 times.
Well, it's because if Craig
lucky.
gets me, he's like, I got him, I got
Yeah.
Coke. I'll be
Because it's like
I'll be
winning an award.
Yeah, because Griffin fucking lowered my goddamn armor. You coming in cleaning it up.
it's like if you took down Bruce Lee once out of like 1,000 times,
I would be
but
waiting-
like I took him down once.
But after Bruce Lee got his ass kicked by someone else,
Yeah,
he showed up
you
to
still
the
took him
punch
down.
him.
I would be waiting
No,
for
I-
just with my sticky. I would be waiting.
Yeah,
He's
you would
gonna-
give me a sticky.
Yeah, that's the
You know what
only
a
way I can
classic-
get you.
A classic Coke move is like you're fighting,
Bat, you're dead.
and then as soon
Bat,
as
you're
you
dead.
die,
Bat, you're
no,
dead.
as soon as you die, he wants to come in with a super and like clean up the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I'm like, now you want to kill everybody?
Oh, you mean when I'm playing with you?
Yeah, when you're playing
Like,
with
you
me.
die and then I.
Yeah.
Okay,
When I'm shooting there with him and I get killed, and he's like, super! Cool. I'm like, what? We're supposed to be playing together, man.
This is so
Yeah.
much fun.
But that's why we don't do private, because we would get heated. It would get
No, let's not do that.
No, let's do private.
No,
No, I don't want to do that. I don't
because
wanna do
Steve.
that.
Anytime I killed Steve, even when we play, you would get. I could tell. I could sense the level rising.
Oh yeah.
Like the.
I don't like seeing you running towards me. I see him running with his
In
white
real life?
shader. I'm like, oh no. Why? And then you'd single me out.
No, I wouldn't.
No,
you just
dude,
felt
I remember
that way.
When we
you
did
just-
private-
Burning Shrine.
Yeah.
Remember it was like Cap C, but whatever. I was in one like A flag. I was in the corner of the room and I just see that middle part, that bridge.
Yeah.
He comes down there from there and he looks at me. And he just starts running towards me.
He's coming to shoulder
He's
charge.
running towards me.
If I
He's
see
just
somebody,
running towards me. I'm
if I
like,
see
this
somebody, I would
motherfucker's
go
running
for
towards
it.
me.
For private matches, I would always go for Griffin and Bobby. Those are the 2 people that I had to go for the most.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
That grass
Speaking of
Malik.
like what people say,
Yeah.
Craig's line, because Craig is usually the first to die, especially trials, is I got to do better. I'll do better. I got to do better.
I'm not.
I got to do better.
I'll do
I
better.
hear that every single round.
I'm beating up on myself.
No, I know.
He does say that a lot.
I just can't stand or backhanded passive aggressive.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I would have been there, but I had to go revive Steve. That's the kind of shit he says. That's the kind of shit you say. It's like so it makes you feel bad. Like,
Yeah.
well, we would have done it, but I had to go.
That's
get
when
it.
Sorry, Patty.
that's when
Or
we,
you go, Steve, where were you?
Yeah.
That's when we got into
There
it.
were some.
died,
There
dude.
were some times when you weren't around. There were
I
times
know,
when
I
we were all
fucked
not
up,
around.
yeah. I'm just trying different approaches, man.
I know. I hear you.
They
That's
flame.
well, because we get tired. Like you get burned out. I mean, the thing with it is like you're getting tagged by people from like across the freaking map that are looking at like a dot on a screen and you're dead.
Okay.
And then you're like, how the fuck do we defeat this?
It's in my mind. I'm going back to the Black Shield when we got into it in Trials.
Phobos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Shield.
Yeah.
It was Trials, and I kept telling him to go outside and take the point. I remember what it was. I remember what it was. There's been passive aggressive. This is what pissed me off. We're losing the entire time because he keeps going inside. We go to the capture point, we win, and then it's backhanded with, well, I just don't like it because I can't use my shotgun. That's what it was.
Yeah,
and
I remember that now.
I'm like, we won.
I remember that. No,
Yeah, you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Let me
I'm
say
like, you
like
would
this.
argue. Let's go outside. No, I feel
Here's
more
the thing.
comfortable
Here's the
inside.
thing.
Let's go outside. The
But here's the
captain's
thing with
outside.
Coke.
No, but you know,
Here's
I
the
feel
thing.
comfortable
Here's the thing with
inside.
Coke.
Be a team player, Craig.
Hold on. Before the team player.
I remember that night. I was with you.
Okay,
I was
hold on.
Because we actually won when we did what I said.
Let me just tell you.
It's true.
Let me just tell you.
But I don't like it because I can't use my shotgun.
No.
You know
what
we
won?
No, Craig's upset because he stopped sweating.
Albert Brooks broadcast news. No, but here's the thing. For me and Steve, probably more me, I was not playing with like, your guns have range. So you
I use a hand cannon.
Right. But your hand cannon has range.
It's not a pulse. You get a pulse rifle.
Dude, not like a scout or a pulse
I just want to
rifle.
finish this. But every time we go outside, because you, Steve, you're there with me sometimes. You'll get tagged too by snipers.
All the time.
Yeah. So like when we go outside, and you said it with me because we've done it together, we get tagged a lot because they're on the other side of the map just sniping, just camping.
I don't know
and
all the
sniping.
snipe lanes either. I don't know.
What did I say
So
when we did
like
well? When I did well, what was my term? Cut the map in half.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did say that, and I did do that a lot.
We did that in Dungeon, and we did really, really well.
Oh, you're right. We did.
But what I'm saying is, with snipers, you're talking about snipers, long distance, right?
Right.
What was the problem with you on Black Shield when you go inside? If they're sniping with Icebreaker, which they do, they head glitch the spot at the cap point.
Well, let's go.
We have to go to them.
Well, let's go to this.
That's where you get.
Well, let's
picked
go to
off.
this though. That's the thing too. The maps change. I mean, even you hate certain maps
Mm-hmm.
because you know that the way that people play on them sucks.
100%.
So it's. I mean, that's the thing with that frustrates me sometimes. Is like depending on the map, depending on who you're playing against, depending on what they're using, it affects how you play. And then when you guys say like, oh, it's not fun or I'm not having fun, is how it gets for me if I'm outside getting tagged all the time.
But you're not even getting tagged.
Well, I was that time. I was getting sniped outside.
No, because you were waiting with your shotgun behind that pillar.
Well, I don't know.
'Cause
I don't
they're
remember that
head
one
blitzing
exact
through.
time,
He's
though.
waiting with his shotgun.
I don't remember
And
that
I'm
one
telling
exact
him,
time.
I'm like,
I mean,
we got
seriously,
the
I don't-
point. We got
played
the
so
point.
much, I mean, like-
Let them come to us. And then Frank's like, he's like, man, but I just
Who's
not
Frank?
good with my.
What did Frank do?
Frank, God damn it!
My favorite thing will be like Steve will do something, right? Let's say like we start the match, and Steve goes and does something, and like maybe he'll kill 2 people. And he goes, "That's it, man. This is the new thing." I'm a
Yeah, that's right. Like,
and then the next time he does it, it's like just a wipeout city.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, I don't know what to do now."
How about when he was looking at videos? He was talking about videos
I
on
studied
the
the
PDX.
shit out of it.
He's like,
It's really
guys,
good.
I looked up this video, the PDX. It's better than the grass. You
What?
gotta get it. You gotta get the PDX.
We gotta bring this up. We gotta bring this up. Lag switching. We haven't discussed
Yeah,
it
they're
yet.
fucking cheaters, dude. They fucking cheat.
Conversation over.
Let's choose a
All
side.
right, whatever you want.
Let's go to the right.
2 points between you and victory.
It's always my fault.
All right.
Yeah.
They're flanking.
I tagged 2 of them. I tagged 2 of them with my grenade. They're up in the middle.
God, that
Trying to get
guy's
to this
fucking
guy.
lag switching, dude, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, one guy was lagging bad, dude. Where is this dude?
God damn. Oh god, you got him
what?
up.
Where was this?
They're lagging hard, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said last round. I killed the guy and it took him like 10 minutes to die.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, these guys are lag
Yeah.
switching, man.
It's the use. I mean, I don't understand the mentality. Why do you even play if you're just cheating to win?
But what the point is,
It got to a point.
half the time they weren't really. Probably more than half the time, that's not what was happening.
Someone would die, he'd be like, he's switching.
Yeah,
He's switching.
He's lag switching. I mean, there are times when there's shit because you say
Wait, what's
those
the other one?
bullets. You
No,
say
it's
those
lag,
bullets.
it's lag switching is something else.
DDoSing.
DDoS.
Oh,
we got
we're getting
DDoS.
But the thing would be like, are they DDoSing? Are they DDoSing? Craig, they're DDoSing, huh? They're DDoSing.
It's called denial of service.
Look at his bar. It's yellow. He does. But that's the funny thing, because when
And
Steve dies, it's lag switch and DDoS, and when he dies, it's ghost bullets.
Dawson's Creek.
That's my thing.
That's ghost bullets.
I reported so many people.
Well, we didn't remember. We didn't in the beginning.
I don't know if they're gonna get banned.
We didn't in the beginning. We didn't report them because it was like. But then it's like sometimes you just get so aggravated because they'll have red bars and they'll just be killing everybody.
Or you just see someone go.
Right. That's the worst too. When somebody just like jumping around like a
disappears right in
ghost.
front of you. You're shooting
Yeah.
something over here that was.
Or you go to knife them and they're gone, and then it's like the damage still registers,
Right,
but
and
it's not a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And then like they already kill you, and you're like, what the fuck?
And that's the server issue, right? I mean, it's like
having
That would happen with Taco Bell Internet. Remember?
It's now what's supposed to happen when I get the gordita crunch.
having personal experience getting banned. The worst way to get banned is just cussing over messages.
oh yeah.
Yeah. How many times that happened for you?
3.
That's why
What'd you say?
cuss
What'd you
words.
say to these people?
I probably use shit, fuck. But a lot of these nerds, they'll bait you. Because I get messages from them. This is what pissed
Yeah,
me
you
off
get
with
messages
Xbox.
all the time.
I get messages, so they instigate it.
What do they say?
They talk shit, but they don't use any cuss words. So if I send, I didn't know how the system worked. I sent something back with a cuss word in it. They report it. And Xbox doesn't even look into the conversation because obviously there's so many people that get reported, right?
Right.
They just have a search thing that searches for cuss
And
words,
blocks.
and if it does it, they block you. So that's how I got blocked. I didn't even initiate it. I would just, and I got a foul mouth.
But
so
you know what's funny is like Steve hates that because I don't remember we were playing with Coke or Gavin or somebody and they were like no.
I'm gonna message him.
Right, and Steve's like, no, don't
He's
do
like,
it.
or
He's like,
teabag.
freaks
I
out.
teabagged him. He's
Yeah.
like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because he thinks they're just gonna play like way better now because I dissed him, and it's
so
really
funny.
Steve just getting in his own head, like.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
it.
Well, why? What's the purpose of teabagging? I just never understood that.
Have you ever
Getting
teabagged?
mad.
Feels good.
Yeah, it feels really good.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's just a dick move, but that's the way
Literally.
people are.
Yeah. But no, that shit was funny because like we were playing well, and then I saw Steve's gameplay go because he was freaking out. Like
Yeah, well, Steve's not a confrontational. He gets to the red zone, but otherwise, you're not a very confrontational guy.
well, it's just pressure. Like it's like
Yeah.
the jumping puzzle.
Oh yeah, no. It's like I say, if Steve's the last guy on the fire team, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like there's two guys. We're like.
Yeah, I just
Like,
I don't know what I'm doing. I literally, when you guys are
Oh
dead,
no! I remember.
I black out. And
Here's
I go,
a funny Steve thing. Here's a funny Steve thing from Prison of Elders. A way to get out of things would be like to take a lap.
Yeah.
You just like go lap around.
Yeah, lap
right?
around, lap
So,
around. Yeah.
so like you were in the middle of shooting, and then
And you guys
Steve's like, he's like, I'm taking a lap.
You just go- the best was,
yeah.
Those
Those are fun days. Those are fun
You know
days.
what's funny
I miss
though?
that.
In the early days was like you were like, you gotta play with us. You gotta play with us.
Prison
And
of Elders?
just everything. Just
Yeah.
get on Destiny.
Yeah.
And like I get on, and like Bob and Griffin are just giving you so much shit. I just thought I was like, why are you playing with them? All they do,
It's
they're
so
just
fun,
like,
though.
I know,
It
but
is.
they'd just be
It's
like,
fun.
they'd be like, oh, here he is freaking out.
There's
Fist of
something-
panic.
I miss Bob. Don't you miss Bob?
Yeah, I know.
I
There's
fucking
something,
miss.
Yeah.
I
there was
miss
something
playing with.
fun about just being, and I think that there's something fun about just having just shit talking between everybody. That's why.
Yeah.
That's what Hannah loved about it. Was she'll sit and she'll listen to us all shit talk each other, and she thinks it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
at
that's what
times.
WFE is about.
Right. Worst fire team ever.
We are the worst.
I wouldn't say we're the worst. You know what the funny
We
thing
are
is?
the worst.
You actually-
We are fire team ever.
But no, I mean it's funny. But there have been weird times like I hate cheaters, and I hate, you know what I hate is when I get messages, because like I'm sucking already, and then some asshole wants to send me
Rub
like,
it in.
by the way, you suck. Like I don't know. You got to remind me we just lost
Or
the
my
game.
favorite message is you're playing with people. Then they'll send you a message, noob.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't stand noob.
Or
I'm like, you better go look at
LOL,
look at my numbers.
It's just like and the only one that comes back to him is Coke, because like I give up at that point.
I like it, I like talking.
I only got one message, and it was from a kid who was like, "I know you're cheating. My uncle works at Xbox." And
I was there. I was there.
Banned. And I was like,
Xbox
"That's
one.
hilarious."
He said my uncle works at Xbox. That was the funniest. Like his he's the owner of Xbox. And it was like, all right. Yeah, there's been a lot of times when we have random people.
But I tell you, I've been playing with like when you guys aren't playing or you're just on, and you jump in a group with some people or whatever, and then they just start their nonsense, and I just go, I'm out, bye.
What the way they talk?
Just the way they talk. I'm just like, whoa, I don't know you.
Well, that's why Bob.
Yeah.
That's why Bob always wanted to play with people.
Oh,
he
Bob
knew.
really got angry because
Oh, that one kid.
Oh, that
that
said
one.
to
But
him.
hold on. By the
So
way,
did
you know what's
yeah,
but
he
by the-
muted him.
Wait, before that, I remember I'd always be like, "Hey, let me help you with the raid." And he was like, "Nah, man, fuck you. I got my guys. These guys are the best. These are my boys." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then I heard the story, and I was like, "That is hilarious."
Wait, I don't think I've heard of
Oh no. So who knows the story about?
Yeah, he was like playing
One of
with
the
some kids.
raids.
One of the raids, and then like one of the guys is
Like
saying.
12-year-old kid.
One of the guys is saying. I think it's one of Arrow's group.
Star Wars.
There-
his name
he was
Star
like, "Hey,
Wars.
you know, you're supposed to do this," and everyone's like, "No, we already said we got it." And then he was like, "Oh," and then he's like, "Why aren't you listening?" Or blah blah. He's like, Bobby said he got it. And then the kid goes, "Oh, sorry, I muted him." And then he was just like, "Why?" He goes, "Because
I can't stand his voice."
He got so angry.
Shut whatever.
Turn it off.
Just-
Done. I think that was the last day he
Just,
played.
just knowing Bobby,
remember there was-
Bobby,
I'm done.
that is like,
and it made me
yeah.
laugh so
Well, we
hard.
did
I
a
was like,
raid
"That's
one
so
time too.
funny."
Remember the first time I think I was doing a raid with you guys or something. There was some kid trying to tell us how to do it, and like he was sitting, and we were all sitting down. Like,
Oh,
listening to this
yeah.
guy.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are the
everybody-
worst.
that was
Those are the
no.
worst.
That was one of the funniest moments
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
No,
He
we
was-
got on. The guy was like, and we were like, "Hey, how do you do this?" And he started to go, "Okay, guys, here's what you do." And then all of us sat down and like on the bridge it was on Oryx. We just sat down. He was standing there, and we were just laughing, and it was just like,
I wish we took a picture of that.
like
'cause he
people
was
play, like people playing with
line and
us.
shit.
People would come on with us though, and they would be like, "Oh, you guys are fun to play with." Like, they knew it was just fun.
Yeah.
That was what the whole point of it was.
Yeah.
Because those try hard people, I'm like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
It's like this is a game,
It's
man.
a video game.
Yeah.
It's a fucking video game.
Where's
It's
the
like
joy?
this. It's like this.
Yeah, that's
You know
what I
what I
play.
mean?
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
we get heated with each other, but we don't. But it's not the game. It's just us being us.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, like
fun
the
with
game's fun.
No, but no. That's us being us. But you can't come in with your other outside shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it terms of like, don't come in talking about like one of my pet peeves on Destiny. Biggest pet peeve on Destiny.
Oh, let's do pet peeves then.
Then we'll finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest Destiny pet peeve. You're playing a raid. Okay, you're going. It's taking some time. It's like we've done it 3-4 times, and then somebody just quits without saying anything.
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Because then I have to go through the whole process of finding somebody new. It's like, just check out. Just say, "Hey, guys, I don't want to play like this anymore. I got to go." But then and another one is I also can't stand, like, when people think, like, they forget that it still should be fun. Like, you're doing the raid. Like, somebody comes in and they're like, "God, I can't believe this is taking so long." Like, my other group, we would have done this already. I'm like, "Hey, bro, we're just having some fun. Go do it with your other group. Yeah, go do it with your other group then. Like, fuck you that we're not doing it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny is like when it be in groups like that, it always be just one dude. Everyone else is laughing their ass off. You get random people that would join us would just have so much fun because you guys are fucking hilarious. There'd always be that one guy who'd be like, "This fucking sucks," blah blah. It's well, then fucking leave.
And that's why we just didn't like playing with a lot of randoms because
That's what happened with Bobby and I, though. That's the whole first thing that Bobby and I were like. We were like, nah, because we would try, and it'd be like, "Yeah, who's that?" And then we don't want to talk to people.
Right.
So then we were like, let's get people in, got Steve in. Then we were like, we got to get other people because we wanted to do the raids, and we didn't want to do it with other people.
Well, and that's, another thing too, when you do that, like, especially through the app, a lot of those people add you as friends. And, like, even me, I added a bunch just because, like, it's whatever. But now when I do it and I open it, I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck these
I don't
people
either.
are.
Some guy I played one night with, I'm like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, like in the beginning, you just add them, they add you, and then, like after a while, you're like, because I want to play with people we know. I want to have fun. I don't want to like go in there. And
Well, and even with the trials, going back to trials, like it's uneventful. It would have been eventful if we did it with our core group. Getting somebody.
Well, that was my point. That was my point. Like winning with that guy to me was the most. Like it was depressed me.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
It was depressing because like we had been playing so long.
I wish I was.
That was the thing. Like if I had beat it with you or Griffin or Frank or anybody else in our group,
we've been trying so hard.
like it would have been great because with this dude, it was like he was so frustrating to both of us,
talking shit.
And I was like, now I got to Lighthouse with a guy I hate.
Part of the fun of the game is like just achieving whatever. Even it's amazing though. Even things that you've done countless times.
Yeah.
Like remember those days when we first started doing we were doing Crota.
Oh yeah.
Like that was just our thing. We gotta go do Crota. And then it'd
yeah,
be like whoever's the sword person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's like this, it's like we finally
the rocket launchers now.
Yeah. It's like it's like that. Then we finally get it. Then it's like
that's the best.
Or when you get them really close and you just know, you just need
Next
one
round,
more
you
run.
know
Yeah,
the next
if
round you got him.
That was the most frustrating thing, is when you get super close to killing the raid boss and just
Someone
one
fucks
person
up.
would fuck up.
But it's
You
also,
gotta do
that's
it.
where it's also
And
gets stressful too.
I feel like in raids
Like
too,
when you
a lot,
don't know.
like even the Oryx one, I feel like it would get glitchy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you would fall through the platforms even when they're supposed to be there. And I swear to God, the most time when I did that raid, we'd have the two first runs, we'd get super fucking close, and then we would get worse.
Yeah.
And it would go on even longer, like just nothing
Yeah.
would work. And I feel like people's attention spans, like if your
Go
attention
down.
span's not in it, and you can't keep the consistency, it gets worse and
Oh,
worse
dude,
and
one
worse.
time
You know
on
what I'm
War,
saying?
I was doing it on War Machine with Arrow and his friends.
Yeah.
So we have to find. You know how you have to like jump to that platform at the end. You know, because the boss. You know.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has to jump. That's how you
Oh,
get safety.
but yeah, the shield,
safety.
it kind of
It's
shields
like I'm
you,
using
right.
like a hunter or something, and the jump is off.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
just jump and I fall.
Biffed it, yeah.
I'm just like, guys, I can't do this. You know, it's just like because sometimes you just get.
I've heard that line.
I can't
You
do
just
it.
tell you the problem.
Yeah. Let me just get out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm
That
out.
line I've heard 100
Yeah,
times.
I just gotta go. I'm out because
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm gonna be the one, you know. And then like you hear that one guy get frustrated that doesn't normally get frustrated, and you're playing with somebody and you hear somebody like, "What?" Somebody will be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, yeah.
And I hate that you have to be the one to be like,
It was me. Yeah.
You know, I shot the.
I feel like someone's talking down to you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like,
Well, that was like when we were playing the raids early on, and it's like one of us would die, Steve, and you don't want to say anything because you already feel bad. You know, it was
Are you talking about me?
I'm talking about me too. I'm saying
Oh,
all
okay.
of us. I'm saying like when we would do bad,
Yeah.
and you're like especially when we play early days with Bob and everybody.
Who died?
In your house. Yeah, who died? Whose fault is it? Like everybody's
Yeah,
just.
so it's like,
Yeah.
who's the
Bobby,
fuck up? Who's the
Bobby,
asshole?
no, you guys. Okay, now I remember some real funny shit. Because Bobby would talk to Steve like this. He'd be like, "Hey, Steve, conceptually." Tell me, he'd be like, Steve,
No.
tell me what happened.
No. He would say this, Steve, just talk to me real. How did you die?
Yeah.
I go, I don't fucking know, dude. I got hit. No, conceptually. How did you die?
Just like,
And then at that point, I'm
days.
just like, dude, this is not
Because it was just me, the three of us, and we're trying to finish this thing. We're on hour 7.
So
We're at hour
That's why it was
7.
Steve, talk
That's
to
why
me.
it was so
Steve.
funny.
Steve,
Hours.
what happened?
Yeah, but hour 7 of Quadron, you know.
Oh,
And then meanwhile, you're trying to get me to play while they're just like getting into you. That's why I
That
thought was so
tough
funny.
as fuck. Do you remember how tough that was? You got trapped in this matrix cube.
Yeah, you get to shoot out of
And then,
it.
yeah, it was
And it
so
hurt you, too.
hard.
Yeah, it hurt.
And then the
you
vents
know.
are coming out, and you're like, fuck.
You had the
yeah.
right gun.
Yeah.
You know. But it would be so annoying because you can't see your character. You can only
heavy
see
ammo
other-
synthesis.
Yeah.
You go through 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have to have so
pop
many
ammo.
stacked. You're like, oh, I gotta
Heavy.
buy it. Let's wait a minute and 15.
Yeah.
I gotta wait
Yeah,
to
yeah,
pop another heavy ammo synthesis
Oh,
just to do this thing.
Two things we would say to Steve all the time. How did you die? And shoot your gun. We said to Steve, Steve, shoot your gun. Because he's just jumping around trying to get away. And I'm like, shoot your gun, Steve. Because you know when you're dead.
I've
I
improved.
know.
Because you know when you're dead,
have
you
improved.
you go to that person to see
That's why
what
I
they're
said-
doing.
The third person.
So so I'm following Steve, and I'm like, Steve, shoot your gun. Or he would switch to his rocket launcher and just be jumping around with his rocket
In my
launcher.
defense, I remember the last round of Quadron. I had my, I had my Suros rocket launcher, and I
Yeah.
didn't tell you. You guys were, because it gets overwhelming. You're hiding behind a rock.
Yeah.
You're trying to avoid the cube. And I remember, I go, you know what, Steve? Be a hero. Pop your heavy ammo now. And I didn't tell you guys, but I popped my heavy ammo, and I skated.
Yeah.
I did a jump. I did a bunny hop, and then they're still hiding, and I just had enough courage to put it out, and I fucking hit it right in the eyeball.
The boss?
Yeah, and it ended.
That's when we finally beat. No,
Yeah, and I remember
Yeah.
just like how I felt like we won the lottery.
And
I'm
that's-
like,
and that-
yeah, it was like that kind of feeling. We did it, man! You know what I mean?
But
Like,
that's the fun of Destiny. That's the fun of the game. When we
but
get
you remember
that
those
win,
nights where it was like 8 in the
get
morning,
that
and we're
win.
like, whoa, we got it!
That's
We'd be screaming.
That's a good.
Those
note.
are good.
That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
note to end on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Times.
This is fun.
Good things.
WFE
Yeah, hopefully.
episode 5, guys.
Where's Fireteam?
Where's
Evo?
Fireteam?